Imagine waking up tomorrow without a job. How long could you sustain your lifestyle before panic sets in? For many, the answer lies in their emergency fund, but determining the right amount isn't always straightforward. An emergency fund is often touted as a financial necessity, but how much you need and what constitutes an emergency fund can vary widely depending on your personal situation. In this video, we'll explore various approaches to building an emergency fund, weigh the pros and cons of each, and help you find the right strategy for your unique needs. Check out the full details by visiting the link in the description. Traditional approach: 3 to 6 months of expenses. The most common advice is that an emergency fund should cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This rule of thumb, frequently endorsed by financial gurus like Dave Ramsey, is based on the idea that this amount would give you enough time to find new employment if you lose your job or cover unexpected expenses without resorting to debt. For many, this range is a good starting point. If you have stable employment and a consistent income, 3 to 6 months might be adequate. This recommendation doesn't account for individual circumstances that could affect how much you should save. A more conservative approach: 12 months of expenses. Some financial experts recommend a more conservative approach, suggesting that you should have up to 12 months of expenses saved. This is particularly advised for individuals with irregular income, such as freelancers, contractors, or those in industries prone to downturns. While a 12-month cushion provides a significant safety net, the downside is that it requires a substantial amount of money to be set aside, potentially limiting your ability to invest or use funds for other purposes. For those with stable jobs and multiple income sources, this approach could be overkill. My recommendation: a smarter approach to emergency funds. In my experience, the best emergency fund strategy is tailored to your specific needs. That's why I recommend sizing your emergency fund based on your expenses and your ability to generate or access money elsewhere. For instance, someone in a highly in-demand profession who can quickly find new employment might need less than 6 months of expenses. On the other hand, if you're in a niche field with fewer opportunities, a larger fund might be prudent. In my own case, I analyze rolling 24 months of expenses to determine the appropriate amount for my emergency fund. This approach allows me to account for fluctuations in spending and ensures that I'm not over-saving at the expense of other financial goals. What types of emergencies should an emergency fund cover? An emergency fund is your financial safety net, meant to help you handle unexpected expenses without derailing your long-term financial goals. Emergencies include situations like losing your job, which may require covering basic living expenses until you find new work. Medical issues can also arise, leading to out-of-pocket costs even with insurance. Homeowners may face costly repairs, such as a broken furnace or leaky roof, while car owners might deal with expensive breakdowns that impact daily life. Family emergencies like sudden travel or legal issues are also reasons to tap into your fund. Overall, an emergency fund is for unexpected, urgent, and essential expenses that can't be planned for. The difference between a short-term savings account and an emergency fund. A short-term savings account and an emergency fund are both important but serve different purposes. An emergency fund is for unexpected, urgent expenses like job loss or medical emergencies, and should be kept in a liquid, easily accessible account like a high-yield savings or money market account. Its goal is to protect your financial stability, and it should cover several months of living expenses. In contrast, a short-term savings account is for planned expenses, such as a vacation or home improvements that you expect to need in the next few years. This account can be less liquid, and you may take on a bit more risk to earn a higher return since you can plan when you'll need the money. Before we continue with the video, take a quick moment to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you never miss out on our latest updates. Plus, we've got some helpful resources in the description. Check them out and share your comments after you're done watching. My personal approach: a tiered strategy. I take a tiered approach to my finances. I have an emergency fund for true emergencies, those that could happen once a year, like unexpected medical bills or car repairs. This fund is kept liquid and easily accessible, so I can quickly cover these urgent expenses without stress. In addition to my emergency fund, I maintain a larger savings account for expenses that might occur once every 5 years or so, such as a major home repair or a significant family obligation. This account is still relatively accessible, but it allows me to earn better returns than my emergency fund since the funds are not needed as quickly. Finally, I have investment accounts for long-term growth. These accounts are for my future financial goals, like retirement, and I don't touch them unless I've exhausted my emergency and savings accounts. This approach lets me maximize returns while still being prepared for life's uncertainties. The most important thing: have liquid money to cover problems. While I've structured my finances to optimize returns and preparedness, the most critical takeaway is the importance of having a chunk of liquid money available. This is the cornerstone of financial security. Without liquid savings, even a minor emergency can become a significant financial burden, forcing you to sell investments at a loss or go into debt. By prioritizing an emergency fund and ensuring it's accessible when you need it, you create a financial cushion that allows you to handle life's unexpected challenges with confidence. Finding the right balance. The right emergency fund for you depends on various factors, including your job stability, income level, expenses, and ability to access other sources of money. While the traditional advice of 3 to 6 months of expenses works for many, it's crucial to assess your unique situation and adjust accordingly. In my experience, a rolling analysis of expenses over 24 months provides a more accurate picture of what's necessary. This method allows for adjustments based on changing financial circumstances and ensures that my emergency fund is neither too large nor too small. Prepare for an emergency. Imagine that day when the unexpected happens. You lose your job, face a major repair, or encounter a medical emergency. With a well-prepared emergency fund, you can face these challenges with confidence, knowing you've taken the steps to protect your financial future. Don't wait until it's too late. Take control of your financial security today by reviewing your emergency fund. Ask yourself, is it enough to protect you in a crisis? If not, it's time to make adjustments. Build a fund that truly safeguards your future, so you're ready for whatever life throws your way. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget the link in the description.